Good morning, friends. Stephen Bennun here with Israeli News Live. My voice is still not up to par. Anyway, there's a lot going on, guys. A lot going on in the world, as you already are well aware of. Egyptian and Israeli forces have clashed on the border there near Rafah. And it's been quite an extensive clash there from Israeli sources that I have. There is some sort of tunnel that the Egyptians have that they are trying to keep the Israelis from being able to get control of. And this is what the real clash is all about. According to this report right here, Egyptian forces clashed with Israeli forces, killing an Israeli conscript and wounding 7 others, 3 of whom were in serious condition. Then an Israeli tank fired a shell at a soldier, Khalil Asafura, who was located inside a watchtower, and killed him. The Israeli forces reiterated to take cover behind barriers and communicated with Tel Aviv, which in turn communicated with Cairo. Now, it's still uncertain what this is. If this is going to continue to escalate, it's hard to say. We know that Egypt has moved quite a bit of armament themselves near the border of Israel there. So there is concerns that this could escalate. And of course, that happened long before this particular, situation took place there near Rafah, the Rafah crossing, which is on the border of Egypt and Gaza. Israel controls that border with Gaza, but nonetheless, it actually is an Egyptian-Gaza border, not Israeli border. So I want to just bring that out right there. Also here, I wanted to speak a little bit about the situation with the president and foreign minister of Iran being killed in the helicopter crash there after leaving Afghanistan. This happened when I was very sick at the time, still recovering from that. I haven't fully pulled out of it as of yet. Battling a lot this morning, in fact, that same sickness there. But the sad part about this is that I begin to realize, why would they be killed? And of course, 2 more senior diplomats have been killed as well with Iran, bringing it to a total of 4 now. But they had met with Azerbaijan. And meeting with Azerbaijan, that's the former foreign minister of Iran right there that you're looking at there on May the 6th video there. He is now dead. But why did this happen? And Azerbaijan, I was told before that when Israel and Iran looked like they may end up going to war together, that in fact it was a situation where Israel would use Azerbaijan as a launching pad for a war against Iran. So when I saw the meeting between Azerbaijan and Israel, and it was over, oddly enough, over the what would you call it? Over a dam that they're going to build together, I realize that this is just really can't be about just a dam. You don't have the president and the foreign minister of Iran go meet with the president of Azerbaijan over the building of a dam. There must be closer ties that are developing between the 2 nations, ties that Israel did not want to happen. And therefore, Israel, along with the United States, as I heard from Israeli intelligence, Israel and the United States together actually attacked and killed the president and the foreign minister of Iran. That's the information that we were getting from that right there. This too, another interesting thing, this is very not uncommon with any country, that is, doesn't matter if it's Israel, the United States, Russia, whatever, Ukraine, everybody writes messages on their bombs. But this one, though, in particular, though, just really kind of makes you wonder what the statement is all about. This woman here to the left there wrote on this missile here, "Finish them. America loves Israel always," and then, of course, signing her name to it there. And I could not help but seeing that statement, "Finish them." And well, I guess it is Nikki Haley. I don't know if that's who it actually is or not. Can't quite. I see the name Haley on there, so maybe it was Nikki Haley that wrote it on the missile. Not really sure though on that because I did not. Let's see if we can find out if that's the case there. No, I didn't keep it up that way, so oh well. Also the pier that the U.S. had built, $320 million pier, is starting to sink. Parts of it broke apart, went into the shoreline there. It has become nothing but a disaster. So you just think $320 million, right? Well, a whole lot of aid could have been bought and gotten into the Gazan people for the amount of money they spent building that pier there. Also, White House advisor John Kirby justifying the Gaza. Listen to what he says here.
Whether it was a tragic mistake or deliberate.
Well, let's see what the investigation says.
So you're going to wait for the Israelis to investigate
Let's
themselves?
see what the investigation comes up with. If we had done this, I think we would want the benefit of having the opportunity to investigate it and to figure out what happened.
But it's not the same thing. We're giving them billions of dollars in weapons.
We're giving them the kinds of capabilities they need to defend themselves. Maybe some people have forgotten what happened on the 7th of October, but we haven't. 1,200 Israelis, innocent Israelis, slaughtered, mutilated, raped, tortured. And they're living right next to that kind of threat. Still.
Now, remember, Mr. Kirby, I didn't forget either. The moments after the attack, I had Israelis sending me message, including former IDF soldiers that worked with the very unit that was slaughtered, that this was an inside job. Did you forget that Mr. Netanyahu was funding Hamas? Netanyahu in 2019 said we must continue to give money to Hamas in order to keep from having a Palestinian state. Did you forget that Israel will kill their own to justify, as they call it, a greater cause? Read the book by Moshe Schoenfeld, Holocaust Victims Accused. So don't even begin to pretend that the Israelis that were slaughtered were just at the hand of Hamas. Hamas was given an open invitation and was unhindered, except for a few police that knew nothing about the funding or the stand-down military order. The few police that died courageously trying to defend the few people that were there that were killed. Did you also forget, Mr. Kirby, about the disarmament of all those communities just weeks before the attack? Or that Israel removed all their soldiers from that border of Gaza? Yeah, just remember who's responsible for that.
A viable threat in Raffa, by the way. If you think Hamas is just gone, they're not gone from Raffa or from Gaza. And if you think they've abandoned their genocidal intent towards the nation of Israel, think again, they haven't. So,
and again, remember who funded them, who opened up the corridor. So who really is, or who really has that genocidal intent? Look a little deeper. Some of the elite leaders of this nation. I got another report coming out very soon that's going to go deeper into that. One that will certainly shock you to the core. By the way, I saw this here and there was no way to be able to click on them both. Trump vows to crush pro-Palestinian demonstrators if he is president again. Right? Trump vows to crush pro-Palestinian demonstrations if he is president again. All right, now this is why they're protesting. And I couldn't click on them both. But this is what has happened in Gaza. Do you see the gravity of the destruction and the death You don't see the death now. The bodies have since been removed. Mr. Trump, this is why the people protest. Well, you know why they protest. But you will crush them, right? All they're trying to do is to get the genocide to stop. Very sad. But Trump vows to crush it. Volcano going off in Iceland. By the way, there's volcanoes going off constantly everywhere. More and more eruptions, more and more storms, more and more crazy weather. I do have a special I'm going to be doing on Patreon sometime today. And I have even a special message I want to bring out. I may put that on Patreon as well. Looking at near-death experiences. I've actually been looking at that for quite some time now, mainly because I see stark contrast between different near-death experiences. And I felt like I needed to address that. I will do a special broadcast on Patreon, exclusive to Patreon, about those near-death experiences. Because in some cases, I realize those, well, I don't, it's very difficult. I will tell you this, it's a very difficult message to do because I realize some people could easily be duped. And then there are others that may that are having them for a reason, maybe not, and they're not Christians, but have some very profound experiences. The problem is it's bringing back mixed messages. So I decided to dive deep into this, and I'm going to do a special broadcast on that. I actually had another near-death experience myself, not NDE as far as that goes, but I've told you so many times in my life has been spared over and over and over. I just had another one just recently, and I'm going to share that on Patreon as well. Very simple, but very beautiful testimony. Let me go. One other thing I want to share with you guys real quick here before I leave, and that is this video I did here, why does Germany cooperate with Israel? If you've not seen it, even though it's only the 30-second clip, take the time to go click on that video. Now it shows here 6.5 thousand views. I want to show you what YouTube is doing, right? 6.5 thousand views is all that YouTube shows that was viewed on that video. But if you go over to iConnect, and there it is there, they keep, if you were to actually click on the video, they reflect here what the views are on YouTube to some degree. And theirs is close to the same thing as that. But iConnect has its own real counter, and they break it down by country. If I click on that little global world on that one video, now I can look at this and get a better view of who's watching and how many people have actually seen this video. So I did a look at that. Almost 16,000 in the United States saw it, not just 6,000 that YouTube said. Almost, well, getting close to 3,000 in Canada. Another big one, the green ones are the bigger ones there. Almost 7,000 in England have watched the video there. 198 in Sweden. Every country, they tell you, only one in Russia, one in Iran, Oman. So no matter which country it is, if you go down, let's see, Australia, 141, 73 in South Africa. Just looking to see if there's any other larger numbers. I don't think so. They would be in green if they were larger or close, some kind of a green color. I did a rough tabulation of the views that were watched there, and we have about 26,000 views on a video. 20,000 more, 5 times greater, almost, than what YouTube actually says we've gotten. So Now you know what people are really viewing there. But anyway, it is a very important video, and I think you should watch that. I think you would appreciate it. Even this video here, where it was loaded up on Fact News Network, they show 1,000 views, but I clicked on that one too out of curiosity. And that one there, not many in America, close to 2,000, but 4,000 in Canada, almost 6,000 there saw it. And UK, not many people there. About close to 500 in Australia, but still quite a much larger number than what they were showing you there. So definitely click on that, catch that. And patreon.com/Israeli News Live. Don't forget also LifeWave. You definitely want to try out this product. Absolutely amazing. I shared the other day about Kathleen, the cataract falling off of her eye. That was absolutely amazing. She's been wearing the X39 now for I think about 4 months. I talked about how the skin on my arm there was just totally restoring itself. I had to stop the steroid though, because if you keep doing the bad stuff into your body, there's no way your body can mend. So just keep those thoughts there in mind there. The testimonies are just enormous, the number of testimonies coming in. And I promised I was going to share some of those written testimonies. I just got to take the time because I get them on different emails where people write me. Not everybody writes. By the way, if you want to know more about it, you can write us at Bennun, BENNUNX39 @gmail.com. I can help you answer questions on that. Please, though, don't write about other things in that channel there. IsraeliNewsLive@gmail.com is the way to contact us for the ministry side of these things, because I'm not always the one that monitors this email there, but we get you answers for it, and then I do monitor from time to time myself, so sometimes it is me actually answering. But the people that are also working with us to answer those emails, they're not going to respond to it if it's not about LifeWave. So I don't want you to waste your time like that. God bless you. Thank you for listening. I'm Stephen Bennun. And I'm not sure if EMP Shield, though, by the way. Let me just double check, because I like you to save money. I don't mention EMP Shield a lot. Let's just see. They're showing that it's still up, their Memorial Day sale, which is if you're buying 3 or more devices. 2 or more, you get 7% more, and then 10% more on the purchase there, plus $50 off each unit you buy when you use the INL50 code. So just keep that in mind. Okay, it ends on May the 31st, so that's amazing then. So you still got 2 more days to go. So definitely get your EMP Shield while you can. This is not a matter of if anymore. This is just a matter of when. And whether it be electromagnetic pulse, I don't know what, nuclear drop, you name it, it's going to happen. Don't know when, but it's going to happen. They're not going to be satisfied until they get their new world order. And they got to bring this nation down. That's part of the special broadcast I'm going to be working on for you. Anyway, God bless you. Thank you for listening.